This is Pedro Cortez with Japanator.com, and I'm actually currently outside part of the Arts Center in Miami. And why am I outside on a beautiful day like this instead of inside playing a game or watching something? I have a chance of a lifetime to see Distant Worlds, which you might know as the symphonic version of Final Fantasy that's been going around the world the last couple years. And thanks to some very kind people, I had the chance to interview a couple people involved with the show, including the legendary Nobuo Uematsu. So stay tuned, we're gonna hop inside and hear what these wonderful people have to say. Arnie Roth is the music director and conductor for Distant Worlds. Roth has been involved with Distant Worlds since its inception in 2007, as well as previous orchestral performances involving the music of Final Fantasy.
This is our 6th year of concerts touring around the world, and I'm happy to report that we've extended and we're going to keep going. And our partners, Square Enix, we have a very close working relationship with now, developed over many years, and we're expanding that as well.
Nobuo Uematsu is the original writer and composer for most of the games in the Final Fantasy franchise.
何年か忘れちゃったんだけど、2000
Around 2005, we had a Final Fantasy concert in LA. I was worried that the audience wouldn't come, but the show sold out. I was really surprised. After that, the idea for traveling around the world and playing the music of Final Fantasy came up, not just in Japan. Around this time, I met Arnie.
Way back in Japan when they were starting to do video game music concerts, 1999, 2000, Tour de Japan, things like that, the great Shiro Hamaguchi did all those original orchestrations, working very closely with Nobuo. And he actually, I have to thank him heavily. He absolutely, I mean, he gave us the template of what he and Nobuo were very comfortable with. And we have used that as a template for, oh, this is how they did the opera. This is how they did that 8-bit theme. This is how Chocobo developed over 25 years. You know, this is a very important thing for us to be able to see that and use that and know that that's successful already, that all fans all over the world know that writing and that style. That in the case of Nobu-san's work, he actually, it's because he took the original tact or technique of assigning very identifiable strong melodies or motifs with each of the characters, and important battle scenes, and maybe some important quests or journeys or romantic relationships. Each one of these was fingerprinted with real melodic motives that were highly structural as well. All of this is very classical in style. Whether he was writing rock or pop, you know, pop tunes, which he likes to do too, or whether he was writing Celtic or Renaissance style or full orchestra or just a cappella choral things. All of his writing is very highly melodic and structured. This is not the same for all composers of video games, video game scores. So that's really one of the magic reasons that his music works so well.
When asked which pieces were the most fun to play, this is what Roth had to say.
It's really hard. There's so many beautiful things. I mean, I'm still very emotional about Aerith's theme and Xanarkand and some of these beautifully written and constructed melodies and arrangements. On the other hand, there's really nothing. I love Dancing Mad. I mean, and I still love doing that. We don't do it as often. We have to have a pipe organ. We have to have a lot of elements to be able to do it. But what was the most fun? You know, something like Fight with Seymour, which was a little bit, in many ways, more of a simple battle theme. It's not as extensively developed. That, to me, then is more gratifying when you can elevate it to something really interesting. The more constraints and restrictions you can put on a piece of art or creativity that you're trying to do, the more restrictions that you have, the greater is the achievement when you rise above those. If there's no restrictions at all, it's an open palette. You're open to a lot of criticism and second guessing and should I really do that? If you're dealing with a lot of structure, I can't do this, I can't do that, this is you know, this is the melody, this is what we have, this is the structure of this thing. The achievement of bringing that fully orchestrated out into the arrangement makes it more gratifying.
Right.
So I guess what I'm saying is those 8-bit themes sometimes are more gratifying to work on than the ones that are already fully orchestrated.
Finally, Roth commented on the possibility of new concerts based on other franchises.
There's been very serious talks about that over the last, I don't know, 2 years. You know, conceptually, I've asked everyone that I know in the industry. I've been involved with conducting video game music scores since, I don't know, 2004, 2005, from Dear Friends and More Friends and the Symphonic Fantasies, Symphonic Odyssey, Symphonic Shades, a lot of things with the WDR and the Royal Stockholm and other play and a lot of other video game score live performance things. So my question has always been, Final Fantasy is such a unique platform. This combination of the composition style of Uematsu from 25 years ago,
Right.
and it being an RPG game, and this unique pairing has ended up with real adoration of the music. This is a rare thing, in my opinion, and from what I've seen. You know, there's a lot of games out there, and I've conducted many of their main themes. There's some wonderful, triumphant, fantastic main themes. World of Warcraft, Halo, I mean, a lot of them. But so many of those games are more about the action and the interior, the actual action that takes place in the game. The music scores of that are not nearly as memorable as a big heroic main theme. In other words, it falls under the category of more underscoring.
Right.
So the question is, what other video game series have the same kind of fan adulation or adoration of the music as an element? Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's that many. I keep searching around for this. The opinions I've gotten are things like Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger.
Yes.
But that hasn't had a new release in so many years that it makes it much more difficult to try to build that as a tour. The other thing that is very interesting is Kingdom Hearts. And that's somewhat of an obvious one because there is a Square Enix tie with that with Disney, and uses many musical themes from Final Fantasy. So that is one very interesting possibility. And there are other contemporary ones as well, but this is something I've been looking for a long time. But let me just say, though I can't say anything specific, I can tell you that we're in serious talks with major video game publishers about new tours that would be alternatives to Final Fantasy.
Be sure to keep an eye out for Distant Worlds in your area. It is an event that is not to be missed. With Japanator.com, this is Pedro Cortez.